But I created that program so that it would just help people move forward in whatever direction, because some people are more group oriented in the classes. That's why the corporate classes were always like, I always had like 10 people just in there. And that was online during COVID. That was like a big one. And we did stretching and working out and whatever. And then we do the menus, and the menus are like $100. That's what, Sarah, you were asking me about that. But yeah, it's every time I do a menu, it's a week, but you get like all the recipes, all the nutritional breakdown and everything. But with the Mamacita Challenge, you get the menus, the group classes, the workouts, and then a physical workout that you can do on your own every day or 3 times a week or whatever it is. And then you get the each individual kind of week recipe, workout, menu, and check-ins. And then Candace does Candace, this is Sarah. I don't think.
Hi, Sarah.
She does the mental health. So she'll do a topic, and once a week. And then she'll do you do it once a week or once? Yeah, once a week. And then she'll put it up, and then she'll do Q&As and answer questions and do whatnot, just to help us keep it all together, because it's never always together. Chris, you just talked about that. I just talked about my car accident, just kind of throwing me off, and it just kind of gets crazy. And so you need some grounding. And that's just kind of what the group is. It's like, let's get grounded. Let's move forward. Let's not go like, drop everything, which is your either all or nothing is usually my industry's conversation.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why we end up like on those two extremes. So it's a matter of just moving forward, even if it's just those micro movements with the classes, the workouts, the food, the prep, the tips, geez, whatever it is. And then Ingrid was asking me about like 3 weeks of that program. It's hard to separate the 3. I could separate the weeks and just do it weekly like that, just because it's like, that's what I do anyway. So do you have any questions?
I guess it would just be structural questions about dividing it out and costs and stuff, because 100 a week means 400 a month, which is a lot more than the 250.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think I can swing that much cost for just menus, like, because I'm allergic to eggs, so my menu is going to look different than most.
Exactly.
But I love the idea of the community and the support and the extra classes. And for me, I'm just struggling with like, I think I'd rather maybe start this in June, because I'm going to Costa Rica next Tuesday. It's just like life. I mean, not important to bring it all into this group, but like life is just sort of hectic, and I'm sort of on this like plan already that I'm being pretty successful with. So I love the idea of it. To me, it's just a question of timing and cost. Yeah.
And the workouts will be like I scheduled for this month for, because it was only Chris and Candace, for Monday at 10 for the workouts and Saturday at 9 for the workouts, and then that way it's like a check-in and workout. But again, if you pay the 2,
those are great times for me.
Huh?
Those would be great times for me generally. Yeah.
I remembered Ingrid talking about that too, that Mondays are a good time. It was never really good for Tanya. That's why I just threw it out to all of you in that text, like everybody that's interested in the semi-privates, that has done semi-privates, and even the moms. Another gal got a hold of me because we meet at 6:30 Tuesday and then 6 o'clock on Monday. But if she does something like the semi-privates, just like she's doing, that's going to be the 27 whatever per class. So just imagine that, multiply that 27 per class, right? So let's say you do 2.
Right. Wait, so are these classes are on Zoom, or are these we come down for them?
On Zoom or in person. I had my neighbor who was part of it, who came in person.
Yeah.
Just because she can. And then I would record, just very similar to what we do in our classes.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And then everybody just kind of hops in. So if you were to do just a semi-privates, it would be 220, just two a week. So now just imagine like 220 plus the 400 plus the check-ins.
No, Yeah, no, I mean, there's no doubt that 250 is like a great deal for
And then
everything.
you can use them. Here's the thing
Yeah.
too. You can, I remember Chris told me about that. She was like, I haven't even used some of those menus, some of the recipes.
Yeah.
I'm like, but she's sticking to her MyFitnessPal. You have a different app. What do you have?
It's very similar. It's called Lose It.
Yeah.
It just allows you, it's just a little bit like easier interface for seeing
Yes.
macros.
Yeah. So you just,
I passed my 100th day in a row with FitnessPal yesterday.
Yeah, congratulations.
Doesn't
I
that
think I'm
feel
on day
good?
29.
It
Well,
feels good.
here's the
but-
weird thing is I'm seeing a new doctor, a naturopath who's like comes highly recommended, and I'm checking him out for Adriana. But anyway, when he asked me what I ate, I said, oh, here. He opened up his laptop. I gave him the numbers. He could go straight into FitnessPal. I mean, this took months off our work because he
Oh,
could
wonderful.
just see what I mean, because he knew the app and it's well trusted, and he messed with some of the macros and played with it and said, now I think you should be at 1,300 calories on the days you don't work out and stuff like that. And just, I was like, what?
Wow,
And it was incredible to me that we spoke the same language because of that.
And you can
great.
do it. It would be the same thing for you too, Sarah. I mean, you whip
Mhm.
out,
Yeah.
you showed me, what your macros were. And I was like, oh girl, this is protein, this is carbohydrate, and this is just understanding those on a very surfacey level. How much have you lost this month?
Yeah, no, it's been about 5. I've done like a pound a week, just like the plan says.
Right?
Yeah, it's been great.
Just
Yeah.
count it. But do you see what I mean? Just on that level, and then bring it into a more, conscious level where you're just trying to figure out, like,
Right.
women, we don't get enough protein, period. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
processed food or like whatever it is, you can just break it down. And it
Yeah.
gives, it's such, there's some people, I don't even touch their food, but I say, look at this, I need you to hit at least this many proteins. And then they do. And it's not that I'm like a professional in like nutrition. It's just that I understand that women don't get enough protein in their diet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's made a big difference.
Yeah, we're
It's
pretty
made a
good
huge
at
difference.
carbs and
Yeah.
right. And then I compete. And so I see all the realms of different personalities and different, some of us have the same trainer, and yet we have different experiences with the same
Right.
trainer, because it's the energy, the vibe. And, I've gotten to the point where 10 years with somebody, 12 years with somebody, you can really tell, like, hey, this works or this doesn't. Or he's like, stop your bullshit and just do it. Are you getting cardio in or what? Because we can just chat, right? But it's like the difference between, I always tell people, it's like the difference between a cook and a chef. A cook's just gonna eat, I like his menus because it's very easy. I can just prep, I lose weight, not including just the work, I lose fat, and I get into season like in 8 weeks. That's a really short amount of time, but that's super strict and I'm super on it, right? It's different. But then there's some times where I just want to cook and make my own stuff. And so I'll zip everything through MyFitnessPal, get the macros, and start looking at other recipes that kind of work with that. And I've done so many cleanses and so many.
No, I think that would be helpful. And just struggling to I'm just finding eating normal foods, eat healthy, whole foods.
Well, I've been doing
the best. Yeah.
Combining the two. And I don't eat very many. In our house, my husband is pre-diabetic, so we don't eat. We eat incredibly unprocessed foods, except for. Hey, have you guys ever tried a Think bar? Have you seen those yet? They're incredible amounts of protein. I mean,
what do they look like?
I will get one in a minute. But anyway, so I'm less worried about the food, but I have a new recipe for you. I found a really low-fat moussaka.
What's a moussaka?
Oh, moussaka is a Greek layered kind of lasagna-like thing, but it doesn't have any noodles in it. It's a layer of lamb and a red sauce and cheese and a really thick sauce. So it's like probably 700 calories a piece if you make it in the classic way. But if you make it this way, you roast the egg, you make it, and then, and the top, instead of doing a special sauce with all the bad things in it, you do Greek yogurt and eggs, and then put some mozzarella cheese on. And then one sixth of this whole pan is like 270 calories.
Yeah. And it is like low fat, but that's, it sounds like, I made that, the lasagna, that turkey lasagna, and I made it with zucchini and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I added some, I think I did mozzarella or Parmesan cheese on top, and you didn't need that much if it's that dense.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like figuring out kind
You
of
guys,
what works.
Can I interrupt for a second? I'm so sorry. I can't really stay this whole time because I'm preparing for another Zoom, but I love this idea. I'm going to join. Ingrid just texted me. She said she's in Baltimore, but she's going to join next class.
Yeah.
So she's still in, and look forward to doing what I can. I'm going to be, here, there, and everywhere for like, there may be a week there. So that was my next question for you, given my travel. Is it possible to have those classes recorded, or they have to be live?
With the replay.
Okay. I mean, I will try to be there, when I can, but that's
Rika, have a one. Are you going on business or pleasure or both?
it's a little bit more of a business trip this time, but pleasure too, because I have family there. So we're kind of doing a combo trip, but it'll be good. Yeah.
It will be.
So anyway, I'm sorry. It was really nice to meet you. And I can't wait to hear more of these awesome recipes. My creativity in the kitchen is very lacking. So that's going to be awesome. And it was nice to meet you too,
Yes.
Candace. So if she's still on here.
And Chris too. Yeah.
Oh, and Chris too. Yeah. Okay,
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Next class. Bye-bye. All right. So that was good. Like, I just there was a couple people that had brought that up in Michelle, and we did, I put the bonus class up a while ago with Michelle and Shanti, because they were trying to figure out, like, let's do a makeup class or whatever. And I was like, let's do it. I mean, you guys are a part of it. So I figured that would bring more people into the community, and it just helps answer questions and just kind of bring it down so that we can work on some aspect of self-care and whatever that is. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's my job. And it's my hobby.
What's your hobby? Cooking.
Self-care.
All of this.
Matt's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just breaking down this song so that I can, and he's just like, you're weird. I said, that's like, I know. But then I watched Free Solo, and I saw how he broke down every crevice, every part that he grabbed on the, have you heard of Free Solo? Alex Honnold climbed El Capitan, which has never been
Excuse me.
without
Yes.
any ropes. And he's in his van writing down every part of like ring over. And then I was like, oh, I'm not crazy. That's what people do, but then that's not my Matt's like, that's weird. But anyway, not everybody is gonna like and enjoy the same thing. Everybody has different interests. So that's the whole goal, right?
Well, it looks like I'm going to make it by my birthday.
Yes.
My
you
goal.
are. Okay.
When
And did you have any questions on the most recent menu? Because it's a little stricter.
I had no questions. Am I going to do it is a question.
I
I really enjoy cooking for myself and planning ahead and looking forward. I made a really amazing chicken soup over the weekend, and I had company and made the moussaka. And so I'm going to a lot of fundraising thingies
Yeah.
and being very careful.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working
It
pretty
works.
well.
Yeah, it works for you. But when you hit a plateau,
Yeah.
this is what we talked about, like, just making sure that we're keeping that steady state cardio in for the heart. And then making sure that we like really look at the macros at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And
I
then-
do. And I have obviously, improvement that I can make. The thing that I want to learn how to do. Oh, by the way, the nutritionist has once. Have you ever heard of a supplement called berberine?
Yes, I've heard of that. Berberine.
Might want to look that one up. Here's what it does. I was telling him that I had a hard time after lunch, that I got sleepy and took a nap. And this is the retired person talking, Candace. And he prescribed, is that the right word? When it's not a, yeah. He suggested that I start taking berberine and how much and when and all that kind of stuff. But then I looked it up because I was interested, and it helps lower blood sugar. It helps you lose weight. It changes it works on your metabolism. So I just thought you might want to, you're going to love seeing this guy, Adriana.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I said, I'm looking for a good doctor, and I'm not looking for somebody that says, well, does it hurt? Does your lump hurt? Well, then it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy with her either.
When is that okay? It's a lump. What can we do about it? Like, yeah, no. So I'm ready to change doctors and just, like take that into my own hands and do what I can. Don't get me wrong. If I break a leg or I'm going to the hospital, I'm getting that.
Yeah. And if I have an infection, I'm going to go take what the antibiotics they give me. However, for wellness, they're not so hot.
No. I know that. So that's what I'm saying is I need to like really work that out and then just change that. But that's like in a different, realm, right? That's like the physical realm, but there's so many herbs and so many things like ashwagandha and other things. My trainer told me about it the first time. And then my Thai massage told me about it the second time, about the ashwagandha. And it does make a difference. There's so many things that it brings down. It helps your libido and other things. And then reading that women's health book, it's like another whole, Chris, with what you've learned over the last month, and you reread that book again, it's going to blow your mind. Like and she's updated it. So I'm listening to her book on Audible, but she'll stop and she'll say something that's not in the book or whatever.
By the way, this is what I've recently learned. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
And then, she's already updated that book, and that book has like been since what, the 70s, the 80s?
Well, I got it as a present when I was going through menopause, which was 20 years ago.
So it's just so much that's learned over it. And she's not just like a MD and an OBGYN. She also does like a lot of the other energy work and stuff. And just, it's beautiful. Like, she pulls cards and talks about energy. And I was like, come on, so I really liked her book about that, because it really does make it safe enough to talk about these things that we're going through. I mean, even like as perimenopause, you can be going through that dryness or whatever, these things that you think there's something wrong, but it's just like, no, that's just part of it. But there's other things that you can take that are more natural than just go straight for the guns and take the hormone replacement. Like, you may not need that, but you might. You might too. There's also.
So let me ask. I need to do this insurance company and AAA thing, and I do apologize, but I wanted to meet the new people. How many people have signed up for the challenge this time?
There's only 4. So it's that John.
That's better. That's fine. That's a group.
I said, you know what I said, however many people want to join like that, like the full on, and then however many people want to join as like the class or the menus or any of those things, why not? Like you saw, Sarah was just interested in doing the menus and then doing the workout.
I think you convinced her. Yeah. I'm gonna specialize in coming up with smoothies that I can stand.
Well, did you try some of the smoothies that I sent you?
I haven't yet because yuck.
Go there
I'm a yuck factor.
And then go.
I want to make a mango smoothie with collagen. That's what I want to figure out how to make.
I think there's a recipe in there, and it has mangoes.
There is. I promise you this. I read the recipes carefully every time. Do I do them exactly? No, but they remind me of stuff I've forgotten, like how great it is, how satisfying red pepper and hummus is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievably satisfying.
I forgot about how delicious cream of rice was. And then I was just like, oh,
I'm one of those funny people who likes the same breakfast every day.
it's okay, you know?
Yeah, I've been
I do
doing
that
oatmeal
too.
every
I
day.
need variety.
What do you have, Candace?
Mostly oatmeal, bananas, and blueberries every morning.
Really? Okay. And that's enough protein for you?
Oh, then I do a protein shake after.
Ah.
Yeah.
See? It's everybody's different though. Like I made a quiche, or not a quiche, a frittata.
Yeah.
Then I cut it in like, I think it was like 16 or something. And a couple of times I ate 2 in a day. But then I put that on a gluten-free bread. And then I put some sprouts on it. And it was like delicious.
Well, that's what I do. I take one piece of bacon and I cut it up with scissors and then fry the little bits.
Yeah.
And then I fry 2 eggs and I have Dave's bread,
Yeah. Yeah.
one slice. So it's like 35 calories
Yeah.
and put that on top. Oh my God.
It's,
I'd get up for that.
yeah. Yeah, like I really, there's some things that you like and stick by and do, and there's some other times where you want a little bit more variety, but that's why it works for
I'm
you.
not, it's funny, right? You taught me another amazing thing, which I think is a precept rather than a mandate, which is you're allowed to have, well, first of all, I told the new doctor 6 meals a day. So he changed my whole fitness pal. So it asks what my mornings, makes sure I have room for all of them.
Yes, that's
Very
one
cool.
thing I do like about my fitness pal. It says like, okay, you're up, this is high on the saturated fat. Like,
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
on, or if
Yeah.
you eat like this, you're going to get down to like 112 by the end of the 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Holy, what? Did you just say 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm partly frightened and partly lazy to go too fast
Yeah.
because I mean, I'm not old, but I'm old enough to have gone through many cycles
Yes.
and cycled through so many things. And I don't want this to be a cycle. I want this to be a process.
Real.
So I'm happy that it's going slowly,
Yes.
not deliberately. So I'm,
Enjoy that, Chris. You're right. You know yourself. You have to listen to that intuition.
well,
And-
I watched my mom cycle
Yeah.
and cycle and cycle. And I'm thinking, and then she had a tummy tuck and all kinds of crap, which we all let her do because it was her body. But all
That
four
affects you.
kind of looked at each other and said, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, that affects you. It does. And I grew up with a mom that was like up and down, and I look at the cycles in my family and it's just like so hard that maybe that's why I got into. I know.
So I want to see how light a hand I can put on me and still make progress, because in a year or 2, I'm still going to be here. And if it takes that long, that's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Just fine with me.
I agree. That's good. That is. And remember, like it's our body and its nutrition. So it's ultimately feeding, loving our body enough to take care of it, right? And give it good nutrition and good exercise. And I'm learning like all the other aspects about like, sweat and having that like, what is it called? The moisture of that helps you stay young as well. Not just like helps you process a lot of things and endorphins in the brain or anything, but your skin. I don't really think about that often. It wasn't like I got into a beauty regimen early, but it's like, wow, that's what happens when you eat really good food. You have really good.
Yeah. So this is not a part-time reset. This is just, it is a reset.
An ongoing reset.
But yeah, I really don't want to think of it as if I do this for 5 months, I'll get this and then I can stop.
You're not going to stop. See, you're never going to stop. I never stop anymore because it's so hard to start back up.
But I didn't begin the program with that in mind.
Yeah.
That's a change that's happened. right? Is that I see that, because you can do anything for 2 weeks, right? You could, if they say in 5 weeks, you'll be 112 pounds if you do this, that's fine. I run from those things.
Mhm.
I run the other way because that is not what I need. What I need is to dial my whole life into this place and figure out a way to sustain. It has to be sustainable,
Yes.
because if I can enter my 70th year, which I will be doing in 3 weeks, on a path that is healthier and bathing suitable. I mean, the bathing suit part doesn't really count, but it does feel good to be. I wore something to a thing last night. It's a onesie that zips up the back, and you can't go to the bathroom unless your husband unzips you. But it's an old fashioned. I got it at a consign, a used clothing store for like $6 years ago, and I keep trying it on to see if it fits. And so I wore it last night because for no other reason. But the whole top of it is this little black velvet top with a little
Yeah.
Cute.
turtleneck, and then it comes down right below the boobs and has and then it has a belt and little long pants, and
What?
it was
Can you
great.
send-
I
Can you
strutted
post a picture of your hotness?
in my onesie last night.
Listen, you're never too old to want, to have what you want and to feel good and to feel that's bullshit. It's just you age and you feel good and you feel strong and beautiful and confident. And if that's like just the creativity part of having to re-tap into, or if it's just the retraining your, the emotional eating or whatever it is, then you have to tap into that. Like that's my goal, is I want to hit something that's going to tap into that's going to create change. And
I'm still gonna eat to reward myself, but it's what I eat to reward myself.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I can, I mean, I bought a fresh mango,
So good. They're so good right now.
and I just take a loon out, it's not a wedge, it's actually called a loon. There you are, the math teacher in me. And I just, I cut a piece out from the rim and take and that just sends me into seventh heaven. And that is way better than a Reese's cup.
How delicious is food that God, that Mother Nature made and we can enjoy and just be
Yeah, if
grateful.
I avoid sugar, fruit is a huge present.
Yeah, it is. And that's the goal. I remember my trainer said that. He's like, even your off season is people's goal. Like you're off, like you always look good, even when you're off season and you think you good. And then I thought about that and I was like, I got to be careful with what I say, because that's true. When people around me talk about them not being fit and yet they're fit and somebody's way off, it's like, wait a minute, I want to look like you.
Yeah.
And
So you asked me to set a new goal.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna hit the 140, because I've already, how you hit it and then you go away from it for a couple because your body is, so I'm there. But so Labor Day, 135.
Come on.
Yay, you can do it.
You can
I
do
think
it.
so.
You can do it. I had this one gal who she's 70 this year. But she wouldn't want to do her measurement. She didn't want to look when she did her weight. I just had my own stats that I would do with her and I let her go. This is why I know Emily kind of well. And I let her go. And then she just had fun, did what she could, and lost like 20 pounds of body fat. She's like, Adriana, is it okay to look better than you did in high school? And I was like, well, I sure as hell did.
That is pretty funny.
And she goes, because I didn't know if I wanted to hit a goal that, that like that. I didn't know if it was possible. And I said, if you're seeing it, it's possible. And then I took her pictures and she's like, I wish I would have let you take my pictures sooner. And I was like, we all
I do have some before pictures. Oh, baby girl.
See, it's good to just have them for yourself. So I'm taking them off. I took them off the Facebook page, but I put them on your Google Doc. I'm put the accountability sheet. So
That was nice. Thank you.
So you have them next to your measurements. So some people I just do the pictures right now because it's too much to do all the other stats. And then I do weekly ones. And some people like to do the measurements, just as long as you know that you're measuring something like progressible. Some people like to do the push-ups, sit-ups, and get-ups, those pull-ups and all the other strength, as initial ones, which we're going to do today. And then we're going to
we're not. Not right now, we're not.
But do it and just write it down, because I'm
Yeah.
not going to have the replay, but I'll say, don't forget your strength. I'll send you the replay, and then I'll send you we're going to turn this off and then do the workout separately. So people have the replay check-in and then people have the workout.
Okay.
Yeah. So that just kind of makes it a little bit easier, and yet you can feel comfortable, like with whatever
Sounds good.
is out there. Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in it.
Okay. You're in it. Ingrid's in it for sure. And Sarah's in it. And then Shanti and Michelle are doing drop-ins. And then I'm going to post this and then see how it goes.
And how about Linda?
Linda's still kind of she's in Florida right now. So we're going to
Tell her that I would love it if she
I will tell her. I'm going to post.
I don't know that makes any difference to her, but
I'll post
Different to
this
me.
part because it kind of answers a lot of questions for people too on this, I don't think people realize like the cost, the savings, all that's in there until you break it down a la carte. Wait a minute, hold on. Can I just do the whole program again? That's what happened with Ingrid. So, all right, ladies.
Candace, are you well?
I am. I'm
What's
doing
your
really
new
well.
goal?
I have another half marathon at the end of this month. And then I'll be also doing trail running this summer. So, which will help bring me some power because I'm going to do the marathon in December, the full marathon.
That's what we're really going for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Yes. Have you ever done a marathon?
I did in 2016. So a long time ago.
So it feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, it does.
And did your life change? Well, besides the pandemic, besides the opera, besides that, how was the opera, Mrs. Lincoln? Yeah.
Well, so far, so good. I mean, I've definitely been taking care of my mental health. That's the biggest thing at this moment. And with doing this and keeping my health going, because I am definitely falling back into some bad habits and I can feel it in my body. And I'm like, oh God. Stop.
It would be really fun to do sometime. I think it would be hysterical and probably surprising to each of us to say, what do you think is your worst habit? Because other people will go, really? That's a bad habit?
And for me, it's like people see that hat, anger management tequila. They're like, oh, you like tequila too? And I said, yeah. Like, what makes me different? I like to drink. It better be worth it. I like to have wine, once a week and have a cocktail. Like one day a week, I'm going to have something like that, but it doesn't throw me off. I've already prepped for it. And then it teaches me how to like not do it on the other days. Cause I'm like, that's not worth it. But we have to take care of ourselves and pleasure us. If there's something that you do miss, even on season, I always had 2 cheat meals, and that's like all the way up until like the day of, or the week before competition. I still had, Matt was always surprised at, how can you eat pizza? And I'm like, because I don't do it all the time. Like, that's why it just burns right through, and it takes about 3 days before it completely gets out of your body. But by that time I'm feeding it good whole foods the rest. So it just goes, people just don't realize that yet, and it's a challenge. It's like being disciplined, but it's also, what do you want more? Do you want that, like, double baked croissant with sugar and
Chocolate?
everything, chocolate in there? Or do you want to fit into these pants by the end of like the month? And for me, girl, I got a closet full of clothes I want to wear.
Well, I have a closet full of clothes that are hanging off me. I mean, my pants don't stay up anymore.
And I got a
That's a good
seamstress to go. I have a seamstress that you can go to, but What
I'm
I
not gonna do that with blue jeans. I'm gonna go to the secondhand store and get
And get
myself,
some new
I
ones.
can't buy some size
Well, hold
8s
on.
and size
Before-
6s.
we used to do this every quarter at Fuerte, and then I did it at the Fremont location. We did a clothing swap.
Mhm.
All
My
of
friend calls those the naked lady parties.
except we have bathrooms, you know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't naked lady, but that's what it was called.
I know, but I did go to a naked one where people just took off their pants and put it on. I was like, oh, okay, that's the aerial world, right? They're like, who cares? It's your body, right? But at Fremont, like we just did it, and I got some cute clothes. I was just like, I felt like I went shopping again. And and other people got cute clothes, but it's just like what's big, what's little, what everything, and then it moves around. So we'll have to plan one of those for sure.
There's an idea. Well, I'll let you guys get back on track. Candace, is that a background or are you sitting outside?
It is a background. It's Diamond Head. It's a picture I took.
It's a beautiful hike.
Yeah. So
Gorgeous.
pretty.
Yeah.
Good to see
Right.
you, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm gonna do this one and stop